What is going on, you beautiful people? Digis here with another Advanced Wars by Web replay analysis. Today, we're actually going to be examining one of my own lively games, and I wanted to use this opportunity to teach you guys how to play SAMI a little bit better. I know I have that series of how to play unconventional COs, but I wanted to be a little more hands-on and show you in my own games how I play these COs. And if you enjoy this game, I was considering doing a series where I should play like underutilized COs like SAMI, Grit, Sturm, Sonya, those kind of guys, as a way to just show you guys how I play it myself, because there's no better way to teach than showing your own experiences in games and what goes through my head when I play them. And I just kind of fallen off with Olaf, guys. Like, I think I've played Olaf twice in the past 4 months since 2025. Like, that was one of my New Year's resolutions, less Olaf, basically. And I've really upped my ante with playing unconventional COs like Flak and Sonya and SAMI, and I'm having a blast with it. In fact, my win rate has not really decreased. The thing about Olaf is he's easy to play, but he doesn't really, if you play the other COs at a high level, it's actually not that huge of a gap as you guys might realize. And I think this game will demonstrate that as well. So I played this lively game versus Lucky Player. He's a pretty strong player. Actually, he's beaten me before. I was playing Flak, but he did play incredibly well. There was another game where he played incredibly interestingly as well, with the pipe runners and stuff, so that was a good game. Anyway, he's a cool guy. I like him. But we have this matchup, Eagle versus SAMI on the map Hall of Unrecorded Records. Now, this map is pretty standard. You got a base and an airport, weak side versus a 2-base strong side. You have pretty exposed HQs, which kind of came into my calculations as SAMI. Forward comm tower, but it's not that contested. Some forward properties as well. The most contested properties on the map are basically a straight line down the middle. Now, it's actually not as low income map as you might think for picking SAMI. Typically, I tend towards SAMI and lower income maps like 18K, 19, 20K. This one is actually 21K per side, but I think there's a lot of contested properties, and both sides probably will not reach that 21K threshold since there's a lot of fighting go on. So each side might get up to like 19 or 20K, which I think could be in SAMI's wheelhouse. So the reason why I chose SAMI on this map is because the exposed HQs, I was like, if I can just put an infantry like here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or like anywhere in this little crescent area, basically, I can just win by HQ rush. I was thinking maybe I could even snag the comm tower. I have a mech in this mountain over here. Maybe later on I take the comm tower. There were some thought processes going on here for SAMI. Not really a great transport map for APCs and for T-copters, which usually I like to use for SAMI, but it didn't strike me as too bad a map for SAMI. And my opponent chose Eagle here. Could have chosen Olaf, like I said, but I think I played SAMI well enough that it warranted it. So when I chose SAMI, when you choose SAMI, you should look for the advantages you can get. So my first thought was, what properties can I get from my opponent and deny them for him, basically. And I looked at this property here. I was like, I can capture this property. A tank can interrupt me, knock me down to 4 or 5, and I will still capture with a full HP infantry. 2 infantry capping here, he will not be able, 1 blocking, 1 capping, he will not be able to stop my interrupt. Meanwhile, my tank can interrupt his infantry. So I was looking at that property. I was looking at this middle property. So my goal here basically was, all right, Deej, we're not going to go crazy. I'm not going to try to cap his HQ like some noobs do maybe on day 10. It's a more methodical push with SAMI. If you recall my SAMI vids, SAMI is a more methodical CO pusher. It seems kind of counterintuitive with the fast caps and stuff like that, but she's more of a slow push CO. You want to push with your mechs. Your mechs only have 2 move, for God's sakes. You can't really rush things with a 2 move unit. So I was thinking about those properties so I'd have a 4K income advantage versus my opponent. I think that's enough to act on, keep myself in the game for a long time, and then go for the HQ cap for the win. So that was my game plan. Meanwhile, my opponent, Eagle, I think a lot of people struggle with the SAMI versus Eagle matchup. It's not a very frequent matchup. A lot of people play SAMI thinking they're playing Olaf all the time. Basically, like, I survive a Winter Fury, and then I go in and get a victory march and try to win, or something like that. Eagle is a little more tricky to play as SAMI than Olaf, because the power comes later on, which can be a boon for you. You can actually get a victory march off before your opponent gets off their superpower, which is pretty nice. But at the same time, Eagle can be devastating for SAMI, with the vehicles moving twice in a row. So there's an opportunity for SAMI. Arguably, SAMI might prefer to be facing Eagle than Olaf, but at the same time, it's a double-edged sword. I've had some Eagle matches where I lost all of my infantry as SAMI. Basically, it was like 10 15 unit count to 30. So you have to be careful with your infantry. Keep them alive. Anyway, I won't go too much into detail before the game starts. But yeah, first off, let's just go into the infantry cap phase. We got to get the base first. I go for the most forward properties. I considered going early T-copter, going for this airport first, and then like ferrying my mechs to the middle or infantry to the middle and capping these early and trying to hold them. But that just seemed a little myopic. I don't think that would help me long term. I don't think I would be able to hold them too easily. So I went for a more standard build. I think with SAMI, a lot of people struggle. They think I have to go, oh, I gotta do crazy builds. I'm the most unique CO. You don't really have to do that. She can play standard. Her first unit can be a tank. Her first units can be recons. So you can play her like a normal CO. She's not that different. I think she's one of the hardest COs to play and the least intuitive, but at the same time, you don't have to be playing bonkers, you know? So, opponent starts off normal. We're both basically mirroring each other. Except actually, I'm going for this forward cap over here. And he is as well. And I'm wondering if he's going to cap that first. Because, like I said, my goal is I want to cap that and this. Both of these, I need at least a 2k unit income advantage. 4k is the gold standard here, minimum. 2k, you're kind of pushing it. Like I said, Eagle's got stronger vehicles. 10% stronger than SAMI's vehicles. Eagle's got a better superpower. So you really need to get some sort of advantage versus Eagle. And with SAMI, like I said, you want to build mechs. Because when you build mechs, they're stronger than their tanks. You save 4k, and you want to save up that money for more battlecopters and more tech ups. And that's what I do in this game. So I build my first tank, because I'm SAMI. Oh, I didn't build an artillery, what are you doing, dude? Yeah, I built my first tank, it's fine. And actually, I was happy here to see he did not go for this property. So actually, I can interrupt this next turn. Instead, he's going for this comm tower, which I really don't recommend when you're facing someone to go for a comm tower early unless there's battles going on. It's only day 5. As you can see, I didn't really go for the comm tower. In fact, I think I might ignore it this turn, depending. I might cap and then just cap this next turn. I might do a fake out. So I capped the contested property that I wanted. I start my tank over here. Notice I cannot do a tank chain from, I only have 6k or 7k before I built the infantry at the top. So what would you do with SAMI here? Would you build a mech from this base? What would you do? I personally opt for my own little Deej formula. I build an APC. I think that's an investment for later. Later on, I'll put it here. A mech can get in, or I put it here. A mech can get in. And that mountain was a highlighted point for me. I was like, I want a mech in the mountain, and I want a mech behind this mountain. So if you attack into the mountain, this one behind you, or this one over here, somewhere around here, I want to conglomerate all my mechs, do a push for the comm tower. Because once you take Eagle's comm tower, he gets kind of neutered, you know? It's like taking your dog to the vet. He's not going to be the same after you take his comm tower. I know his superpower is still scary, but you take away 10% firepower from every single engagement he has. That's pretty significant if he's going through like 20 engagements during a superpower. You know, there's 20 attacks, take 10% away from that. That's pretty significant. And don't even forget, you're also getting 10% for yourself. So your counterattacks are going to be stronger, your attacks are going to be stronger. So I kept that in mind. He built a recon over here. I understand that a lot of people, they face SAMI, they want to build recons. Honestly here, I probably wouldn't have built the recon because look, this turn he cannot afford a tank. He has to base skip in order to buy a tank, and so he can't afford a tank chain. And you really want a tank chain over here versus me. So the recon, I don't think is that advisable. I'm just going to build another tank over here at the top next turn. And it's really easy to avoid. Actually, I do consider the comm tower. I thought I might skip and go for this, but since there is an engagement over here, I think that's why. So another reason why this is an easily denied property is you have this silo here. If this was a road, and this was like a plane or something, it'd be very hard to deny this without like losing your units. But if I attack from the silo here, I'll probably take like, go down to like 6, and I'll hit him down to like 8 or 7. And that's not a terrible trade for me. To deny this the rest of the game, and to lose like 2 HP points off my tank compared to his is pretty damn good trade any of the week. So I knock him to 5. Don't build a mech yet because I need the tank at the top. So things are going pretty standard. This is not anything outlandish so far. He's going towards the middle. 8-6. Wow, I lose 2 HP of a tank. Wow, that's what? 1,400. I've already denied this for 1 turn. That's already 1,000 there. So, in 1 more turn, I will have made the money back. Sometimes you have to have this mathematical thought process when playing Advanced Wars. A lot of the time for me, I don't even think about it. It's so ingrained in my brain. This is a lively game. I was playing on increment with minutes and stuff. I didn't have time to calculate this. Oh, 1400 and 1000. Like, you just know. It's very intuitive. So I recommend you guys just play a lot of games. You know, that's usually the end goal. To learn a lot, you play a lot of games. Lucky Player, he was like an 800 level player. He played a crap ton of games. You talked to Noob Plane. He played a ton of games. Starflash, that's how he got good. He played a lot of games. He was playing 25 Global League games at a time, and it shows. You get better. I mean, not everyone has the time to do all that, but, you know, whatever. Anyway, instead of going for this cap over here, I go to contest this capture because it is a higher income map, and as SAMI, ultimately, I would rather have less income from my opponent than more for me. Because at the end of the day, I want less income overall. If we could have 16k per side, my mechs are even better. When I tech up to a medium tank or a neo tank, that's better for me. So denying is better than getting. If you can remember that as well, that's another thing to remember for playing SAMI. Infantry, fight your opponent. If you're capping and they're capping, a lot of the times, it'll behoove you to attack rather than to cap your own. So I attack, and I hope to deny that the rest of the game. I hope to deny both of these the rest of the game. I got an infantry in position. My tank heals, and just like that, that's going to be basically denied the rest of the game. He can't really block that anymore. I'll just build another tank at the bottom over here. Things are looking pretty good. My mission has been accomplished, essentially. Build my first mech over here. I can boost it. I can put my APC right there. No big deal. So he actually interrupts me over here, but I don't really care because I can still capture that. So he attacks my infantry here with his tank. It's perfectly fine by me. It seems like whatever. So things are looking pretty decent for me so far. I built another recon over here. He's really going heavy on the recons. I think what his goal was, he wants to cap here and put like a tank or something here and like a recon here. So he's surrounded by two vehicles and he has an infantry capping and I can't interrupt it. So I think that's what his goal was. But like I said, I keep interrupting. I won't let up. I build another mech over here. Look, I'm saving money. By building that mech instead of 7k, I can actually build a mech and a tank this turn. So I build a tank over here. See, I already knew. I don't even remember playing this game that well, but I already knew I was going to build a tank down here. Because this is my strong side. The more battles I can have on my strong side, the better. This goes if you're playing SAMI. This goes if you're playing Olaf. This goes if you're playing Max. Typically, 99% of the time, you want to fight on your strong side. Unless you're super overextended, because you're going to have more bases to pump out more units. So over time, look, I got 2 tanks. You can only produce 1 tank. Well, I could produce 2 a turn. And eventually, I will overcome. If needed, I could even front shift tanks down. I can front shift a battlecopter down, but I want to keep fighting here. If I can keep fighting here, and here, and here, this general vicinity right there, it's good for me. So, pretty standard, nothing out of the ordinary so far, I would say. This is like a typical SAMI fight. I don't think I'm playing like absolutely great or anything. Attacks my infantry, but that's like I said, you can't stop this. This is now mine, and I've secured a beautiful income advantage. Put my mech in, and can you guess where this mech is going? First off, kill the recon here. With the tank, Stage! I want to keep fighting here. I want to keep fighting here because I have a tank to back up. We'll see where that mech goes. Actually, this is not as good. Well, you know where it's going. Well, actually, I don't know where it's going. I thought it was going to go on the mountain. And then if he attacks my tank here, I have a power. And then my power will reach the tank. In fact, the only way he can attack me is from the city. Because if he attacks from the top over here, or on this road, he takes bad damage there. If he attacks from the city, the mech can reach even without a power. But I'm going heavy on the city, in the middle. I forgot about that part. This is a live league game, and I played it, you know, that recently. So, build my units. I build a battlecopter with my saved funds. I have a 4k income advantage. So this is basically all I really wanted for the game. I wanted my 4k minimum, and I'm good to go. Once you check that off the list, though, the game is not over. You need to deal with Eagle and his superpower. And we'll get to that when it gets to that point. A lot of people deal with Eagle superpower the wrong way. Kills off my tank. That's unfortunate, but whatever. I'm going to keep fighting, though. I'm going to keep fighting in this area. I still want to fight. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Heck, you can reach me in 2 turns. I'm not going to attack on this forest because that's an easy reinforcement, but he's trying to steal my property at the top. Copter comes in. Interrupt. Tank. Mech. Boonga. Bonga. Bangla. Interrupting properties. See? He can attack into me, but I got a mech over here. I got another mech over here. I'm going to build more tanks. I'm going to build more mechs. Build another mech. Build an anti-air, because I know a copter's coming. Copters are pretty good on this map. And once he gets a copter, he can get this property easier. So I'm like, nah, I don't really want to allow that property for him. So I'm building a prophylactic anti-air. A lot of time, if you're facing Eagle, someone like that, where copters are very good for them, build an anti-air before they build their first copter, especially if it's a strong copter map. This is not a super strong copter map, but there's enough mountains to make it annoying to chase around, and it reinforces this property over here, which I'm denying, so it makes sense. So, build my wall, nothing too unusual. He combines at the top. He really wants this property, which is, you know, it makes sense. And I remember this next turn was very interesting for me. I do something I normally don't do. Attacks into my tank. I'm like, okay, I want to keep fighting here. I want to keep fighting. So, I have enough for a CO power here. Do you guys think I should be using a CO power here? The plus with the CO power, let's see. This goes down to 5. So if I don't use a CO power here, I will not be able to stop this cap. CO power, this mech can kill that, I guess. This mech will reach with a CO power. That's nice. So I kill off a tank. And I stop and interrupt. And I get more stuff in position, I guess. You know, it's not too terrible. I get 10% firepower bonus for every single other unit in defense. I thought about this for, I don't know, 30 seconds, because this is a timed game. And look, by the way, look at all these mechs I'm building last turn. Look at my income. What am I going to do with that income? Anyway. Copter comes in. Yeah, I used double time. Now, my earlier win condition was Victor March the HQ, or take the comm tower. Victor March HQ is the easier one, because it's pretty exposed. But by doing this, I'm conceding that Eagle will most likely get his superpower before me, because now I've started over my CO meter. He's already got 1/3 of the way there, 1/4 of the way there, essentially. So he's going to get it first. And that can be incredibly scary for people. Like, when you're facing Olaf, or when you're playing as Olaf, if Eagle gets his superpower before you, usually that's bad news Browns. Like, you're not going to have a fun time. But I think it's worth it here, so I do it. Kill off that tank. Weaken that tank. That might even kill. Low roll, but it's fine. Get my tank or mech in the mount. This is beautiful right here. Only thing I can make it better, I have an infantry right here to block, because mechs do not have great defense, especially on planes. So he could get a strike on it. I don't think he'd strike it this turn because I have the extra 10 defense. And it's going to do a crap ton of damage back to him. But like I said, keeping the pressure up here, that's what I really want to do. Capture this property. There's no way he can really stop this, actually, at this point. Copter's out of range. Anything that's in range with his copter is covered by mine. He can't really hit anything here without getting hit by my anti-air. Prophylactic anti-air already paying off. But the scary thing is, like I said, Eagle will get the superpower first. And the way I deal with it, I think you guys can learn from it. So, tank comes in. He makes a good move here. I remember he made a good move here. Kills off my tank. Smart move here, heads up here. I could have easily killed that tank, but now 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I cannot actually kill his tank. I cannot actually kill his tank here, unless my infantry can somehow, like, kill off that recon. So, smart move by him. He saved himself 8k by moving that recon there. So, good move by Lucky Player. And unfortunately for me, he's getting this property. He sacked a lot of infantry to get it, but he is getting that property. I'm going to be losing my 4k advantage is now going to go down to 2k. Temporarily, seemingly. Maybe 3k since I'm getting this property. It's not the end of the world, but it's, you know, annoying. But I have my teched up units. From all the mechs that I built. 1, 2, 3 mechs. 9k. 3 tanks. 21k. That's 12k saved. One towards that beautiful thing right there. We're not playing around sloppy medium tanks. We're going for the big guns, the big boys. He's starting a copter spammage. Fortunately, I don't get the roll. I would not get that roll. It's not worth it. So I didn't really get lucky or unlucky there. Build a tank, build a copter, build another mech, no doubt. But now, we're in the danger zone. The danger zone with Eagle. So what I basically want to do at this point is piecemeal get my power out. I want him to use his power as soon as possible while I have defensive terrain. My tank is safe, my anti-air is safe, this is in a mountain, this is dead, but whatever. Kill my copter, but I want to sack one unit. I want to trade one unit every single turn. I did this in the max game I had versus Reimer back in the day, if you guys remember, on Vienglor. When you are facing Eagle, and they're basically full charge or near it, you want to keep trading, get your power up. I want to force him to use it. Because he has nothing to deal with this Neo tank right here. He has nothing to deal with this. That's way out of range. That's going to do nothing. So I knew he wasn't going to use it this turn anyway. But slowly, I want to build my power back up. So I can use another CO power, so I can maybe even get a victory march. What I'm going to do, I'm front shift at the bottom, all my units. Because remember, I want to fight down here. I want to threaten that comm tower. I want to declaw that cat, basically. I want to neuter that dog, I want to declaw that cat. Now that he's got this property, what am I really fighting for over here is another thing. A lot of people, you keep fighting here. Whoa. I was fighting for this property. What am I fighting for now? He's not going to get this comm tower. This is within one range of my base and my copters. I have a Neo tank. Why would I keep fighting up here? There is nothing to fight for. My goal is accomplished. Or failed, rather. My goal failed. I tried to get this property. I got it for a while, but I lost it. It failed. So now I have to change gears. I can't just keep doing what I'm doing. I have to fight for this property and the comm tower. Like I said, comm tower, HQ. I highlighted in the wrong order, but that's my game plan now. That's my win condition. That's OBE. If anything, he can overextend into me. He can use his superpower. Oh, he's talking my bait. I'm not scared. This space is safe. I got enough units that can front shift it back. I'm not worried about that. I'm not worried about my comm tower either. I'm not concerned at all. What I want to do is clump up over here and fight him. And everything's defended. Tanks defended, good terrain. Look where all my vehicles are. They're either on good terrain or defended. Defended, good terrain, best terrain, good terrain. This is out of position, so it doesn't matter. Everything is in good terrain. So he can't use his superpower, really. It would be a bad superpower. Because when you're Eagle, you want to have two good waves of attacks. One really good attack and one second really good attack. You don't want to spend the whole turn moving your units to prepare for an attack and then one turn of attack. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to have one just positioning turn and then one attacking turn. You want to have two attacking turns. You want to have maximize your attacks as Eagle. He doesn't have that. He's out of position. And he's starting with copper spammage. So I get this property. Now we're up 4K again. Guess I got both of these. So even without that, we're up 4K. Cool. Now is the part where I do something maybe most people don't, which you should be doing. Like, remember what I said, you want to trade units. You want to trade units. You want to trade units. He doesn't want to trade. He doesn't want to trade these units. Something has to give. Let's look what he does. He doesn't want to fight into this. He wants to build as many units as possible. If he has 50 units, he can do 50 attacks times 2, 100 attacks. Wow, that's bad. If he has 2 units, he can only do 4 attacks. He wants more units. So, he wants more units and doesn't want to attack, and I want less units and I want to attack. But the issue, Deej, if you attack into this, you're overextended. This is where a lot of people... This is the most valuable information of the whole game. This is a lot of things people do not know. Deej, a lot of people, you will build up a lot of units and I had to attack into him and I lost. Or Deej, I just stood here for a while, he built up more units, then used the super... It's lose-lose. What do I do, Deej? I have no Winter Fury to bail me out. Here's what you do. You want to force a fight They don't want to force a fight. Okay. How do you make them fight? How do you make them fight? You take something they want. Okay. Not only that, though. Look. Look at this. You can interrupt this with infantry. Right? I'm also attacking his infantry. I am goading him into attacking me. Sure, he can build up more units. But if he does, my units are going to, take this property. So he has to stop me. I am forcing him to attack me. If he does not attack me, he loses the comm tower. If he does attack me, he not able to build up the units. But another thing. At first, sure, he can deny it. He can attack with infantry. But look, I am specifically attacking his infantry. Now, what does that do? And I'm very defensive position. Look at this. Safe, 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 safe. Everything is super safe. He does not want to use a superpower here. I gotta give myself a round of applause here. This is a live league game, and I was playing pretty damn good, so I'm just saying that. That's why I'm showing this game, because I think I played this well. Everything is incredibly safe. He does not want to attack into this with a superpower. There's not enough good attacks. Everything has great terrain. I have more units, more strength. This is my strong side. The battle is where I want. I'm dictating the rules. Now look. So this first turn, it's fine for him. He's like, whatever. Infantry attack, sacks infantry. He sacks the copter. Kills off my infantry. Great. Builds a bomber. Scary, scary, scary stuff. And you guys are like, whoa, Deej, that failed. No, it didn't. This is a gradual process. Watch this. I do it again. I kill more infantry. I'm trading. I'm getting more power. I'm killing his infantry. Doing another trade. Killing infantry. And something's different for him this turn than last turn. Everything on my units still incredibly safe. Really strong position. Hidden behind. These are so out of position, this can't even strike a vehicle first. These takes 2 turns to even get position. So artillery is annoying, but whatever. Honestly, I'm not even thinking about super capping this. I just really want to make him fight me. I want him to fight me. Because I am really well positioned. The first round of defense is my infantry. He's going to waste a whole turn just trying to reach me. But I have so many units right here, and it's scary for him. He can't reach my Neo-Tank with his bomber. Cannot reach it. If he does reach it, somehow it won't die, and I have 2 anti-air to kill it. But one thing that's different than last turn. Look at the stats. Infantry. 11 infantry deaths. So before he killed off like 4 infantry to stop me here. Now he's got 3. He can no longer interrupt my cap with infantry. That is what breaks his back. No longer can infantry bail him out. He has to commit vehicles. And once you have to commit vehicles, we are going to fight, whether he likes it or not. We are fighting, or I'm getting that. Before you can delay it a little bit. Oh, I got infantry. It's not a big deal. We trade 3-4 infantry. Not anymore. Now you got to shit or get off the pot. You have to fight me, or I'm taking that. So let's see what he does. He fights me. Like I said, he wants to build up more units. He does not want to attack this turn. Look at all my safe units. He attacks into me. Next turn, I'm getting a superpower. This mech will reach whatever the hell. These are coming in. These are way out of position. Like I said, first turn, they're only going to be attacking infantry. He's going to get 1 turn of attacks off on me. He's going to lose his power. Superpower. His whole trump card he's holding. And then I just have a better army and an income advantage. And he's fighting deeper into a 2-base. That's another thing. Why doesn't he want to attack in here? This is my 2-base side. You do not want to keep fighting past this mountain right here. If you fight past this mountain, you're in my reinforced range. It's not great for you. So, he has to dedicate these units. And I actually was surprised he didn't use his artillery on my infantry. I was surprised by that. Nonetheless, he sacks another infantry, sacks a tank, he puts a tank in, he stops my cap. But I can just combine and keep going. And like I said, I want to keep trading units. Trading units. I want him to be overcharged. He's had this charge. He's had full charge for a while now. This is his extra charge he's losing out on because he's just not an optimal fight. Builds a Neo tank. So what can I do here? I can keep fighting in. Mech can reach a tank. I could use a power here. Mech can reach that tank. Mech can reach that tank. I can kill 3 tanks with 3 mechs. That's pretty damn good, actually. I can just destroy him. His HQ is very safe. Cannot take that. There's a lot of good options for me right here. I could just use a cop right off the top. Kill 3 tanks. Attack. Oh man, there's so many juicy options. I break through that with a tank. Break through that. Kill that. Not kill it, but bring me in. There's so many good choices. It is looking very good for me. But I have other ideas. I don't even need to use a power right there. Boonga. Interesting move by me. I don't even remember why I did that, but this is why. I got bigger ideas here. I want to neuter that dog. I want to declaw that cat, if you catch my drift. I'm going in. The unthinkable. But he's got an eagle superpower, dude. What are you doing? Oh, goodness gracious. Yeah, that's true. But whatever. F it. Because I want that comm tower. And I do some stupid stuff here. I remember I attacked before I got my comm tower. So that's a little dumb by me, but whatever. See, I could have killed this. I could have one-shotted that for the comm tower first, but I forgot about that. Anyway, I go crazy capping properties. Now I got an 8k lead. Like I said, I just cap the comm tower, dude. There you go. So now I got insane. This is a double whammy for him. Not only do I have more defense using my comm tower, or using my superpower, so I have 10% across the board extra defense. He lost his 10%. So now I have better defense than him, and he has no comm tower. So he's going to be so neutered when it comes to his superpower. And I take another property. Mech comes in, kills. Build my own bomber. F it. I can go on the offensive. Honestly, I could be more defensive here. These are waiting in the wings, though. I'm not being too aggressive with my anti-air because I know where this bomber is going. It's going to go after some units. I want to keep at least a few anti-air alive. I got so many damn anti-air. This tank new is like, it could be a little safer there. But just look at that. There's no hope for him. The game is over. The game is over at this point. And he fights into this. Uses the Eagle superpower. But like, after the end of this Eagle superpower, he's behind on unit value. Like, killing the bomber, kill the copter. It's going. He didn't even kill my medium tank over here. Well, he was going to, I guess, but he ran out of time or something. I don't know. He just knew it was over. Basically, I want to hammer home a few things to you guys. 3 things that'll make you a better SAMI player. Number 1, I may be more than 3. I'm just making up numbers. Number 1, play SAMI like a normal CO early on. Don't go crazy with the T-copters and the APCs. People can see through it. A lot of people do it non-optimally. Build tanks, build recons, build artillery. Pretend you're playing as Andy, for God's sake. Slowly try to get some mechs intertwined in there. Don't overdo it. Don't mech spam. Get some intertwined. Use those funds to tech up. Your opponent will not be prepared 9 times out of 10. When you're facing... This is Eagle specific. Eagle's one of her hardest matchups too. Make sure you get an income advantage. Honestly, this is more of an Eagle trick than playing as SAMI. If I was playing as Olaf here, I'd probably do the same thing. When you're facing Eagle, don't overextend. Make them fight you in good conditions. I have a stronger army. It's on my strong side. If I was fighting half an army up here or whatever, it would not be good for me. But I goaded him into an attack. He killed with infantry first. Goaded him into attack. He has to use vehicles this time. And once he used vehicles, my charge went. Got my superpower, game over. But SAMI, don't overdo them X. At the beginning of the game, what eco advantage can I sustain? Like I said, I had that, and I had these 2 properties. Like, these 4 properties. And I got them. I lost this one. Another thing, just in Advanced Wars by general, if you have an objective and you fail that objective, don't go crying over it. Okay, he got this property. Am I really going to keep fighting over this property? No. I front shift everything down over here. I could have just kept fighting over here and then used a superpower and I just lose everything. What am I going to do here? Neo-tank attacks that, I get shot by an ant. Like, there's nothing to win. The funny thing is, I got my superpower, still got back that property with it anyway. It didn't matter. But I had my objective. Be flexible with your objective. My win conditions are not flexible. My win conditions are consistent throughout the match. HQ wins. Comm Tower will likely win. This is a minimum, smaller objective. It didn't work. I got properties early, but I lost it. I'm not going to die on that hill. I'm not going to lose the game because of it. I have my eyes on the prize. And I goaded Eagle into a fight. Honestly, if he used the superpower here, it still would be really bad for him. He's been fighting off all these infantry. He's going to get like 10, 12 kills, which is pretty good. Until you realize there are 1k units, and then behind all that, there's a ton of tanks, and anti-air, and copters, and a neo-tank. So, yeah, I hope you guys learned something from this. I'm trying to be a little hands-on with my learning series, just to teach you guys some stuff, especially on a non-conventional SAMI map. Like, this is a higher income map. Max would probably be great here. You know, they have this airport over here. Wouldn't consider this a SAMI map, but you can make her work. That's the thing. Like I said, you can invest in her and you can make her work, just like other COs. Olaf's easier, but that doesn't mean he's necessarily better all the time. So anyway, I hope you guys learned something. Hope you guys were entertained, and let me know in the comments, like I said, if you want to see more of these like in-depth unconventional CO reviews, or would you rather see like some just crazy games like I normally do? This is more informational than crazy. From the beginning, you knew I was basically gonna win, so it's like I'm not like, oh. So let me know in the comments, and I'll catch you guys next time. A peace.